mayor of Flux City, and today I am working downtown at Bamboo, Detroit, and I've had my office here for quite some time. This is a co-working space. This is an open office concept. Really big fan of these types of concepts where you're able to spend pretty low fee monthly, have access to, a mailbox, have access to Wi-Fi, coffee, other amazing entrepreneurs in the ecosystem located in this facility. A cool place to kind of sync and have meetings at. And Bamboo has been a part of my journey for some time. And if you've been following my videos, this isn't the first time that I, shout out Bamboo due to the integral part that they've played with regard to giving entrepreneurs a space to create. And so I've had my office here for, I don't know, it has to be closer to about 8 years, and big fan. But just having an opportunity to sit down, gather my thoughts, in a way reset myself. It's Thursday. A lot has happened over the last few days, specifically around garbage collection. For whatever reason, I've had the darndest time having my garbage collection company pick up the garbage consistently. And the problem started basically when we were designing the garbage entrapment or location. And before we finalized our design, we had the garbage collection company come out, look at the site, and give us their thumbs up as to the positioning of how we're going to have our cans and the location of our garbage bin. Fast forward to when it's time to actually have the truck come pick up the garbage, they're blaming traffic on the street, a public street, as to being their reason for them not to be able to gain access to the can. So more specifically, there are certain vehicles that are parked on the street, and they're blaming these vehicles as being in the way of them being able to get to the garbage can. And I took offense to that because I, for one, don't think that I need to go talk to the owners of these vehicles because they're parking on a public street. And two, which is more importantly, they gave me the thumbs up based off of the design and the layout as to where this garbage can should be placed and the angle of it and so on and so forth. But lo and behold, it turns out that their direction got us to a point where the actual truck is not consistently able to pick up the garbage can, depending on how the residents in this community park their cars. And once again, that infuriates me because I am really uncomfortable knocking on, the doors of these residents of this street, telling them, hey, look, you need to move your car on the days that we're going to be collecting garbage. Even though you're parked legally, you have a right to park on this street, you're blocking my way. You're blocking the way of the garbage collectors. And they're saying that they can't get to my can unless you move your car. That's an issue. That's an issue for me. Once again, because of the fact that they told me, the garbage company told me, and I keep saying this, I keep reiterating this, that the way we have it set up is good enough. But enough about garbage and trash. What else happened this week? I had a chance to meet with Mark Nikita. We got a chance to meet with Mark Nikita of Archive DS, so Archive Design Studio, and was able to actually interview him for this channel. And this is an architect that is really top shelf. He's an AIA fellow. He's worked on master plans for cities. He calls himself a city builder. He used to be, and potentially still is, a professor at universities here and there. And I found out he used to be mayor of Birmingham. And so I had a chance to talk to him about the wonderful architecture downtown, the history of downtown with regards to its layout, things of that nature. So really good conversation, but we also talked a little bit about this current mayoral race here in the city and getting his feedback as being mayor in his past life was very intriguing as well. You know, he as mayor of Birmingham, which is a pretty top shelf city. Birmingham is a city with people who are high net worth and old money, and they've actually seen a bit of a development boom as well as of recent. So getting his feedback was pretty cool. Other than that, I had a chance to attend the Motor City Contractor Fund kickoff for their third cohort earlier today. Lauren Sanders, a shout out to Lauren for inviting me to be a part of that and trying to capture some feedback from the attendees that in cohort that is taking part of this current session or season. I also had a chance to talk with Designing Justice, Designing Spaces. It's a nonprofit that focuses on creating space for people who are re-entering society. And they have a number of cool projects that they're working on and or have completed. And Deanna was in town from Oakland, set with her and Jarrett. Really cool people, really cool organization. Big fan of what they got going on. And I just appreciate them inviting me to chat over a cup of coffee. We actually met at the Congregation, and this is a pretty cool coffee place here in the city of Detroit. But I just wanted to chime in, give you a brief update as to how my week is going when it comes to more projects. I just got off the phone with some funding partners for a project that I'm putting together a capital stack for. And we decided that and this is kind of inside info here, but this is a project that I've been working on for over a year. And since we don't have the senior debt identified at this point, we're waiting on something to be announced from one of our potential funding partners. They're coming out with a fund that is specific to affordable housing, and it typically provides a lower interest rate in comparison to what we can gain access to, in the traditional funding market. But this project that we're working on really won't make sense financially unless we gain access to some lower interest rate dollars. And so this is one of those products that we need to kind of lock in. And since they have not announced their next round until potentially the end of this year or the first of next year, I decided to pause our conversations with my other funding partners until we can kind of bake in the low-level details of this next funding opportunity that, once again, has not officially been announced yet. So we're going to pick back up first quarter of 2026 on that project. I've been trying to make magic happen, trying to find subsidy dollars for this project. And so far, I have not been successful due to the fact that I don't have the senior debt locked in. I don't have an LOI to present to my other funding partners, which kind of makes it hard for them to commit any dollars unless we have the anchor lender in place. And so more information on that to come. Also come across a number of people throughout the week that want to connect with me and or I want to connect with them. And surprisingly, there are so many people that don't have social media in place, more specifically LinkedIn when it comes to the professional realm. And this is a reminder, another reminder, I remind you a lot that you need to have your LinkedIn in motion. You need to create you a LinkedIn profile if you don't have one. If you do have one, but you haven't logged in a while, it's time for you to log in, update your LinkedIn, and be a little bit more aggressive with sharing your accomplishments, bragging about yourself in a good way, right? Via the LinkedIn platform. So many people miss out on the opportunity to level up in one way or another, get the word out about, your profession, your career, your projects that you may be working on when it comes to whether it be real estate, tech, small business, whatever the case may be. LinkedIn is a very, very powerful tool that I can guarantee you're not using correctly. So try your best at incorporating LinkedIn in your professional strategy of marketing yourself a little bit more aggressively. And if that is the one thing you get from this video, I'd be happy with that. So more to come on, potentially even doing a video specific to why you should be using LinkedIn more down the line. But other than that, I just appreciate you chiming in, listening to me ramble. And I'm gonna try to get some work done here before the day is out. And I'll talk to you in the next video.